Emily Carr was one of the most original Canadian painters of the first half of the 20th century and was also one of the only few major female artists in either North America or Europe of that period. It was in her early years that Carr really found an interest in art and began to pursue it. Later on, Carr found more of her style of painting and decided she wanted to focus on the Aboriginal people. It wasn't until much later that Carr's work finally got noticed and she found some attention in the spotlight. During her life, she had to constantly deal with obstacles that women of her day faced to become an artist of such originality and strength. It was because of her great strength as a woman and a painter that gave her a spot on the International Honors Quill. Emily Carr's love of art started in her early years. Her parents were British immigrants who had moved to a small town of Victoria. Carr was born on December 13, 1871. Growing up, Carr had no serious artistic role models to follow, but she started taking drawing classes in 1880. When she turned 18, she went to San Francisco to study art at the California School of Design in 1890. When she was there, she learned the basic elements of paint and 3 years later returned home. During her time home, she started painting in watercolor and started teaching art classes for children in 1893. Once Carr discovered her love for painting, she really found her own style and decided she wanted to focus on the Aboriginal people. She soon realized there was way more to the art world, so in 1910, she went to France to learn about new modern art. When she returned home in 1912, she brought back her own bold, colorful, post-impressionist style of painting and announced that she wanted to make a visual record of Aboriginal totem poles in their village setting before they disappeared. She knew their culture was slowly dying, so she wanted to do something to help preserve it. In the summer of 1912, Carr went on a 6-week trip to the Queen Charlotte Islands in the Skeena River. Her drawings and watercolors from this trip provided her with the source material for one of the 2 great themes of her painting career, which was the material presence of the Aboriginal cultures of the past. The other theme was a distinctive landscape of the west coast of Canada. Carr continued to paint in her vivid French style for about 10 years, but it wasn't until she was 57 that her work really became noticed. A man studying in British Columbia brought her paintings of Aboriginal themes to the attention of the National Gallery of Canada, who were putting an exposition of West Coast Aboriginal art together. In 1927, Carr was invited to participate in the expedition held in Eastern Canada. When she was there, she met Lauren Harris and other members of the Group of Seven, the leading art group of English-speaking Canada. Carr had Lauren Harris as her mentor and started to paint bold, almost hallucinatory canvases with which many people identified her. After a couple years of painting Aboriginal subjects, she decided to devote herself to nature themes. From 1928 on, Carr received exposure in expeditions of more than regional significance like the National Gallery of Canada and the American Federation of Artists in Washington, D.C. Over the years, she continued to paint amazing paintings expressing the large rhythms of the western forest, driftwood beaches, and the expansive skies, like Indian Church, Loggers' Coals, and Heart of the Forest. In 1937, Carr suffered her first heart attack, which caused a decline in her health and gave her less energy to paint. She started to spend her time writing, something she used to do many years before. Her first book was published in 1941 and was a collection of short stories based on her experiences with Aboriginal people. Her book won a Governor's General Award and was followed by the publication of 4 other books. All of her books portrayed a girl or woman of enormous spirit and individuality. On March 2nd of 1945, Emily Carr died of a heart attack. Her legacy still lives on today, and she's become a Canadian icon. Another contributing factor to her success was the fact that she was a woman fighting huge obstacles that women of her day faced to become an artist of such originality and strengths. Women were only taught watercolor paintings, and in Paris, gender equality and the inability to speak French made it nearly impossible to get helpful critiques. But Carr fought through this and brought home a variety of new ways of seeing and painting. This has made her a favorite of the women's movement. In 2001 to 2002, she was included alongside Georgia O'Keeffe and Frida Kahlo in a critically acclaimed touring exposition, Places of Their Own. She has also been a part of the International Honors Quilt Project, which is widely regarded as one of the highest points in feminist art. It is a huge 3-sided table with 39 place settings, each one commemorating famous women in history, like Emily Carr. Carr's legend will continue to live on through her paintings, books, as well as her feminine spirit and love of nature.